Alright guys, this video is going to be giving some tips on the Strongest Commander event. This event happens every week. There's 5 phases. They do not always happen in a specific order, so don't get caught up by that. There typically is a building and technology phase that happened to fall the first phase in this particular week. And there's a troop recruitment, there's killing zombies on the map, and then the last couple days are a killing event. So the first thing to know is that the majority of the points that are going to be earned are going to be in the killing event. So if you're not ready to participate in that, still do so to get rewards. You know, for this first phase, look at these items that I've unlocked just by building things I was going to build anyway. But know that like you can go really heavy on those other phases and still completely be dwarfed by people who are focusing on the killing event. So I'll go through the other phases, but since the building phase was the first one this time, just a couple of things that I'll say that I did. Again, I'm not going super heavy, but I started cooking my main haul 8 days ago, and essentially like it completed from 28 to 29, and that gave me several million points. You want to be careful adding a couple day buffer because there is no guarantee that, again, the building phase ends up being on the first day of the event. So I had it, so I did need to use some speed ups, but in the event that this had been phase 3, I would have been able to still have this fall and finish in that time period. You can't add time to buildings, but you can shave it off. So hopefully that makes sense. So outside of having some big buildings cooking, you can also have larger research happening. So there's, you know, once you get further down, those can be a couple of days long. So I had one of those that finished, and then in your garage, don't forget about upgrading things there. I had like a 3-day one that'll finish in 27 minutes, squeaking in at the end of here. The other thing to think about is you're doing the technology. You get the defense tower if you're upgrading part of your wall. Using officers, it's a good thing to think about how you're appointing. So if you're going to have to add new research in the process, make sure you're swapping out to get Doc Brown and I can't remember this person's name, Hacker K, because they're going to boost up your research, and then swap, you know, Medici and what was her name, Ginger, for getting a reduction on construction that you're doing, and then have your VIP bonus activated so that you can get buildings for, you know, 30 minutes free or whatever it is that you've unlocked at that point in time. Like I mentioned, there's no guarantee to know which phases will be when in this event. So this first phase is going to end in 33 minutes. What I would do, you know, hopefully hours ago, to basically hedge my bets. If it's going to be gathering, you want some dudes already out gathering gold, just because they can be gathering for like 15 hours and gold is worth 900 points per single unit of gold. When the event's actually going, gold is not the most efficient thing to gather, but you should just have gatherers out potentially so that you can, if it ends up being gathering is the next phase, they'll kind of be getting close to coming home as that new phase starts. I didn't do that very well this time. The other thing it could be is recruitment. I feel like from anecdotal experience, 80% of the time recruitment has followed the building and construction research phase. So another thing that you can do is if units are close to being done, so I have these snipers here, you can wait to actually collect them, and then you will get the points registered in that phase. So since I'm close enough, yeah, maybe I'm losing a little time of getting troops rebuilding. In 30 minutes though, if it says, hey, recruitment phase is active, I can actually get the points even though these things have been done for a while. Because once I click them, that's when it registers for that phase. So that's another tip. Killing zombies, you don't have to do anything necessarily to prepare other than throughout the week. I know I shared a video about hitting the black market up, and the reason you want to do this is So many great things happen from the black market, but the main thing is just being able to find gas cans so you can kill more zombies. Hey, check it out. Discounted elite teleport. That's awesome. But yeah, storing those gas cans up throughout the week, knowing that this could be a phase is going to come, and you can have a lot of mobility set up. And if you've got auto kill, you can go for, you know, quite a while and rack up a bunch of points there. So we'll break down the rewards from every phase, but even if you're not going to go for trying to play super high, because let's just be honest, most of these events, it's not worth spending a crazy amount of money to place in the top 10. If you stored up a bunch of stuff, absolutely go for it. But to spend money just to try and place higher for not things you would have prioritized anyways, don't ever do that. You will very easily be able to place and get free rewards that for doing stuff you're going to do anyway. Sorry, that was a convoluted way to say all that. But yeah, like for the building event here, like it's pretty easy if you just pick some large buildings to cook beforehand, that you'll clear out all the reward tiers. And, you know, the first one, not a big deal, whatever. 6 hours build up speed, cool, you get that. You can even use that towards getting a little bit higher. But the big thing is, hey, like, you're just gonna get 500 gold. Not a huge thing, but hey, it's free gold if you were gonna build some stuff anyway. If you even look, you know, here in the ranking of the strongest commander itself, yeah, it'd be nice to place in the top spot and get 36,000 gold, 60 officer fragment chests, but you have to probably lose a lot of troops in the process to get enough points in the killing event. So you can scroll through this and kind of see for yourself, but even if you're in the top 100, you're still going to get some decent rewards. Alright, so the second phase ended up being recruit troops. So like I mentioned, I was holding off picking up these troops that had completed. You can see right now I got 0 points, I haven't ranked yet. But if I click them, boom, suddenly I'm on the board and I'm in 4th place. This is not going to last long at all. I don't have any speed ups. Use them all for other stuff along the way. But yeah, so obviously the recruitment phase is just recruit as many troops as you can. So things that help with that is obviously having speed ups, putting in the right officers. So I swap out to put on these two guys, since they give the advanced training recruitment bonus, and then I also have just draft on them to just increase. So I'm just going to max out here, 23 hours, 51. So as you notice in these two buildings, I'm recruiting the same amount of snipers, but the time is longer on this bottom one. It's because it is only upgraded to level 22. So there is a need as you get higher in your level to not neglect bringing the interior, as people refer to, up and trying to keep pace with your main haul. I've sped ahead a little bit, I have my reasons, but by having the base building higher, it also provides a better bonus for a reduction in recruitment time, along with unlocking other units, right? So there's nothing really else to the recruitment phase. It's just recruit as many guys as you can. As you can see, obviously the higher tiered units, the more points that they have. Of course, the higher tiered unit, the longer it takes to recruit as well. So I haven't done any crazy hard math to figure out if there's some exploit of really you want to do a bunch of low level troops, because to be honest, there's no reason you should be recruiting lower level troops anyway, unless you need to, you know, get a bunch of level 1 tanks for gathering or looting, something like that. You should be building strong units to have in your fleet anyway. So it's no guarantee you necessarily have the capital, but if you do, you definitely want to try and apply to become the chief of staff. You get a 5% reduction or marshal a 6% reduction on recruitment. Now that I've pretty much used all the speed ups that I've got, I'm going to see I got 22 hours and 45 minutes left in this event. So to make the use of the recruitment bonus that I got, I can pretty much go to there. 231 units. So these guys will finish baking right as the event's about to end. Did I say 231? Okay. Whoop, can't type. Alright, so as you can see at this point, I got all of my buildings with the units that will finish. Ooh, this one is technically a couple minutes above the timer there. So I do technically have some speed ups left, so I'll just do that there. Now all these guys will finish before the event's over. The only thing you need to remember to do is you do have to collect them from the building, so don't forget to go click on them before the event ends. Otherwise you won't get points for them. I've done that a few times myself. And let's see where I've ended up. So I don't expect to stay here in the top 10 as other people haven't prioritized making units yet. These events, again, doing what you would normally do anyway, you're likely going to unlock these items here. Might as well just get some free items and some free gold for building your army up that you'd want to have anyway. But don't go spending crazy amounts of money trying to chase getting in the top rankings. If you see right here, this is not that great of a reward to spend money to just maybe get a couple thousand gold and some oil and wheat that you're gonna steal from people anyway. Yeah, it's not worth it. Just do what you're gonna do anyways. If you're maybe on a threshold between being in the top 50 versus in the top one, you know, 51 through 100, maybe do something. But even then, the difference is very inconsequential of what you're gonna get. You really want to squeak in some points at the very end, you can try and get just small little troop amounts. I guess that's a couple seconds late. But yeah, if you have a large order that finished, you know, you don't have to recruit the maximum amount. You can adjust this and pay attention to the time to get another batch of dudes going. Just remember again, you got to pick them up. If you don't, like these zombies sitting here right now, see my points, boy point 383. I got to pick them up. So 385. Got the points there. Really important. I can't tell you how many times I've forgotten to pick them up at the end, and in this case it doesn't matter. I'm not trying to be that competitive. I'll be in the top 20 it looks like, so that's not bad. What am I gonna get here? So I'll just get one less food crate and oil crate and a couple less of the others. But when you're actually trying to get on a threshold, or if you care for the glory and the title, you will feel really stupid if you forgot to click the button. So the next phase ended up being gathering. You can see these guys popped up at the start with, you know, quite a lot of points. They timed their stuff right. They were probably getting gold beforehand, and they timed things to come back in. Again, I'm not focusing very hard in this event, so I did send some stuff out that'll come back, but my gold was much later because I was using my troops to do other things. Gold gives 900 points per unit, but at the end of the day, you can actually get more points from elite mines collecting other things, especially if you take into consideration the research that you've done to increase your gathering rates. So that's kind of like you can figure out based on the availability of mines and your own level of research, which, you know, gathering things that you put emphasis in or not, as well as when you do send your guys out to gather, make sure that you're putting in the Medici and Jesse. You can just put these in. They have to be in place before you start gathering, but once they have started, you can remove them and it will not change the speed of what you're gathering at. What you can also do is you have these city buff items, gathering bonuses, so you can slap one of those on and you'll see that the times went down a little bit. Those don't apply to gold. You also can rearrange your commander skills. You can put them into development so that you can maximize whichever of these gathering things you want to have, and then you can also get this gather speed up skill. What is cool about this is it does actually apply to gold. So you will gather gold faster than normal, even though the other items don't speed up your gold gathering.
If you weren't out gathering gold beforehand, you are going to make sure you have to be gathering the whole time if you want to hit the last tier of rewards in this. Another misconception I want to clear up, you don't have to have your gatherer get in your home before the event ends. Once they leave wherever they were gathering from,
you just get the points, so you don't even need to like save your recall to get your troops back. This last phase before we'll have the killing event, I think, is attack monsters. So the higher level monster, the more points you get for killing them. We can kill level 30 monsters, so we're happy about that. Basically, to prepare for this, what you want to have been doing, if you're not just using the gas cans to get your level up every night with one of the hacks I showed you, going to the slow blacktop dirt, you cycle through here and you're trying to get them for this event because you need gas can to kill as many zombies as you can. So I'm not going to show you cycling through all these, but this is the place where you're going to get more fuel. So at this point, if I look in my bag and I check out, I got 3.4k mobility that I can burn through. Now, if you are paying attention all the time, you can definitely just go do that on your own manually. I think it's worth getting auto kill. It's makes your life a lot easier if you just want to leave your phone open and not be paying attention for a little bit while you go do other things. So yeah, I'll set this off. Everybody else is probably already doing this right now, so we'll see how many level 30s actually like chill up here and don't get sniped by the, oh, okay, no one's really doing it right now, so I'll just keep that run at the moment. But there's nothing else to this event. Just the only other thing I guess I would mention if you don't do this is in your commander skills, switching from war to have stuff in development so that you have this mobility recovery 1 and 2, and also having the skill itself to give you 50. These are just small edges so that you will get more mobility naturally after you run out of gas cans over other people. And I think the base mobility recovery, I've got 1 for every 130 seconds, so basically 2 minutes. I think it's normally almost twice that. And then I also have on my officers, while I'm killing zombies, I made a video about that. I tell people all the time, I got my dude set up with fuel up to also increase the mobility recovery, but getting this comprehension so that I get more XP when I'm killing zombies. I got it on Braveheart as well. And so these guys are making it so that when I'm killing, check out the XP I'm getting now. I'm getting 2116. Whereas if I just looked at the level 30 monster itself, well, are there any left over here? They've all been hit. I guess I should probably go see. Okay. Here you can see 1696, so I'm getting basically like 500 extra XP because of those choices. Alright, and so for the last phase is the killing event. Basically, the higher tier troops you kill, the more points you get. It's pretty good to be hunting in parties if you want to limit your losses, but you are going to be splitting points with the people that you are fighting with. So something to keep in mind. If you're partied up with someone who's a lot more powerful than you, obviously that's great. But if they have much better units and deal more damage, they might be getting more of the kills. So it's just a kind of thing to weigh the pros and cons of as you're thinking about how you're going to be fighting with other people during this event. If you have the ability to use SOS to do solo hits like you just saw before, that's a great way to just rack up some points and not have any losses on the books. Hitting elite mines, this is, I think, one of the best tips to pay attention to. If you can find some of those elite mines that are just chock full of people, there's going to be 5 players in there and usually tons of troops, so they can be really juicy spots to get a lot of points. Hitting resource tiles does give half of the points, I believe, and defending as well minimizes those points in half as well. So you get more points being an attacker and sieging on other cities during the event. All in all, it's, again, the best way to get points in the Strongest Commander event. So even if you go really heavy in the first few phases, there's a good chance if you don't participate in this event that you will not place in the top 10. If you find that you're running out of troops, just be defensive. You can always re-heal if you got the heal speed ups. You just want to make sure that you're not completely losing all of your armies for the sake of chasing points if you don't have the ability to rebuild them. One of the things that you want to do if you can, coordinating with your alliance, is utilizing some of these skills during the killing event. So a huge one here is this emergency room. It allows you to increase the number of units that will go from being lost to wounded instead. And they actually get saved in this emergency room where you can not even use heal speed ups, but you can just use your alliance points to recover those units. So that's a big one. Of course, there's some buffs in here to increase the attack percentage that your troops have. Any other types of buffs based on the amount of time you're going to be fighting, and then using battle fog is a good thing so that people don't know what's under the hood. Another thing to not forget is your biochemical hospital. As you attack and things die, some of them will get saved in here, so it's a good thing to remember to check this out and recover those so they can get back on the front lines and get more points for you. So the Phase 5 kill enemies, we were able to keep it in the top 10, and as a result, the overall event, we were able to stay there as well. And let's see some of the rewards we got. So 4,000 gold, some reputation, and then some speed ups in the officer fragment chests. And then for just the top 7, got these items as well. If you are not participating in the killings, you need to protect your troops. If you have more troops than your hospital limit and you get hit, you will have your troops die even if you're defending. That's really important to understand. In this last event, there was multiple alliances, even in the top 10, that we went around hunting, and we saw more than 15 people unbubbled that had hundreds of thousands of troops at home beyond their hospital capacity. So how can you do that? If you're not going to bubble, the Alliance Fort will take 1 full fleet of your units, and as it says in here, this cannot be targeted. Unless they destroy the Alliance Hall, your troops are safe in the Alliance Fort. If you know somebody is bubbling, we like to communicate and have a thread in our alliance so people can see times and know if they decide to reinforce somebody that is bubbled, their troops will be safe for that period of time under their bubble. The other thing you can do, for 4 hours of the day, you can go find a blue mine, and you can send as many troops as a fleet size will allow there, and nothing can be targeted for 4 hours of the day. The other thing that people do is they will send a march across the center black area, since everything is slower moving through there, on the opposite side of the map, and maybe go to the very edge and find something to either attack or to gather at, and it's just a tactic that will take a long period of time that your troops are out. If you were suddenly being targeted and it was unexpected, before somebody hits you, just send your troops again to reinforce, to go gather, to attack something, and get them out of there so that if you get hit, you will not lose the troops beyond your limit.